I'm gonna believe this. We just got a phone call from a brand new boat that's 55 miles offshore. It's a Valentine's Day gift and it has to be in Naples for first thing tomorrow morning. We're under the gun. We have to fix it tonight. So we're gonna run over to the yard real quick and take a look at a yacht that we're working on. We got it hauled out the other day. Pretty much brand new. Trim tab fell off. All right, let's go check on the guys, see what they're up to.
How's it going, Peter?
So this guy got ripped out. He ripped out all the screws, flipped up and did all kinds of damage, ripped out the bolts on the actuator.
How does one do this?
It doesn't look like it hit anything. So it looks like the amount of pressure these trim tabs take, especially on this big old boat, either that or the holes were too big for the hardware, or, I mean, in my opinion, all trim tabs should be through bolted. I mean, this is a big boat. So we got to take this tab off, sand all this down so we can fill back all these holes. Broken screw right there. Gotta get that out. You have to drill these out to a 5/16 to accommodate the new 5/16 holes. Got one done, and when I was doing the other one, it burnt the drill bit. It went through half a battery of a Makita, so found a couple of drill bits at the shop and a quarter drill, but still, this is a brand new drill bit, not even half a drill, and it's already burnt out. This is some heavy duty stuff that I'm gonna have to figure out, and we gotta drill 32 of them holes. Finished sanding and getting all the stuff out. There's still water, so we can't put epoxy in it if it's still water. Anyways, all the old silicone's out. We're down to bare glass, and now we gotta fill in those holes and make it even.
But this needs to set for a couple hours before we can start sanding it down.
Yep.
Slowly but surely. Getting ready to start putting epoxy in these holes. Start blowing them out. But a good majority of these holes are still weeping, meaning that there's water just coming out of them. Can't really put in epoxy if there's water dripping out. It won't seal properly. So we just need to wait for these to drain themselves, dry out, and then you can throw epoxy in these and sand them flat. So for now, we just need to let it dry.
Somebody's building a really big houseboat over there. Jeez, that's a giant. Anyways, so this is our victim here.
$9 million.
Yeah, probably 10 by the time you're done with it. All these screws broke and the trim tab fell off. It's right there. So we had to patch all these holes. Some of the screws broke off, so we had to grind the screws out. So the top bolts here, we're going to put through bolts in and fender washer on the inside. And then these bottom row actually go into the hull down here, so we can't through bolt them, but we're going to put in stainless steel high tensile lag bolts in here, about 2.5, 3 inches long. Yeah, hopefully we can get this done. But they also want to have these actuator cylinders replaced. He says one of them slightly bent. We really didn't see that. We tested them, they both work, but the boat builder, because it's still under warranty, said yes, let's replace them. The only problem is these are stainless steel. We're seeing if there are any available. We're also, out of an abundance of caution, having us also redo this trim tab here. I wonder where that's coming off. It's a little bit of burning. We need to make sure the bonding system's right, so we'll do that. Oh, these are Veeam propellers. That's what those are called. You can tell because they have, here, I'll show you. You can put strips in here. These are plastic strips to tune a little bit. The color on here is a coating called Prop Speed, and it's makes it super slippery so growth can't really get on there. They also say it increases fuel efficiency, but I've applied it in the past.
Just put one first actuator in. Got a good squish out all around. We just secured the bolts. AJ is doing the hydraulic part inside. Now we got to do the second one. Get these guys out as well. Put the through bolts. All the lags are in the bottom side, and then keep chugging on. Okay, so we are inside here, and you can see AJ down in there. Obviously, he didn't crawl through here. He has to crawl through here. So this is the starboard side of the boat, and the trim tab is in with the through bolts. We just replaced the actuators, and he's doing the final hydraulic hookup. Now I got to take the sensor wire, and it connects somewhere up here. So we got to run that wire up here. And then once we're done, that's going to be the starboard side. And then we got to do the same thing way over yonder on the port side. Yeah, starboard side's about done, and we're about to start on the port side after AJ crawls out and has a good stretch and get some hydration.
Get a beer. So this is our actuator.
So there's a lot of holes to line up. We got the 2 hydraulic lines. We got the sensor for positioning. And then we have the 3. There's 6 holes to line up on this guy.
So it's kind of hard to have it misaligned.
So don't have much, I mean,
We put the bolts in.
yeah, but there's not much
play.
play. And then these do not rotate pistons, so we can't rotate the foot. So
the problem that we're having is that this one is fully mounted in. You can see it. But over here,
a 1/4 inch off.
yeah, I don't know how well you guys can be able to see the holes. But you can kind of see them on the edge right over here. So,
Yeah, you can see the mark,
yeah, you can
the
actually,
old footprint. You can actually see the hole.
So unfortunately, this plate needs to come back off, which means I need to go back in that hole. All right, guys, we're back on the trim tab boat. So just a little update. This is my working area right here. I pretty much have to lay over this so I can get into here, so I can connect all those actuators and clean up that mess down there. But what happened was we got both trim tabs fully installed. So each trim tab has 2 actuators. We got 1 actuator on each trim tab installed and fully bolted up. We started to put the second one on, and we noticed that the feet were like a good inch away from the actual like threaded holes. And what we found out is that when they were putting these actuators in, I don't know how well you guys can see, but you can see that there's a wire, 2 copper pipes, and 3 bolts coming in. So what we think happened is that they put the actuator in with just the copper pipes and the wire. They mounted it to the trim tab first. Doing that, they kind of clocked it to one side. They mounted it to the trim tab kind of wonky, and then they mounted it to the boat. So that actuator was under a lot of pressure, and honestly, we don't want to remount it like that. So we took the trim tabs back off. We sent them over to a local welding shop. He welded all the holes. We brought them back over here. We loosely installed them again, traced out the feet for the actuator where they sit, took them back off, brought them back over to Key West Welding. So the welder there can drill some holes for us because he has the big tools to do it, and it would just be a lot quicker for him to do it instead of us sitting here and burning through drill bits trying to get the right size hole. So he's got everything over there. So right now I just have to finish hooking everything up to the outboard actuator right over there. We have to run all the new wires and connect everything, and then of course clean up our mess. And once we get those trim tabs back, we'll start installing those. All right, so we got the actuators all fully installed down in there. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it with Peter in the way, but Peter is now taking the wires and running them and connecting them to their pre-existing wire run. And after that, we're still waiting on the trim tabs from the weld shop because they were drilling the 4 holes for us because it's a lot easier and they have the better tools to do it than we do. So we just gave it to them and they said they were going to do it. So we're just waiting on a call back for them to say we can come pick them up. Other than that, Peter's just going to finish wiring these 2 up. He already wired these 2 up over here. It's somewhere back in there. He knows, I don't. But yeah, slowly but surely we're coming along.
Back over here on our trim tab job. What a job it's been. Oh, in the video you're going to see the trim tabs are installed. Well, now you're seeing both trim tabs are removed. Here's what happened. We didn't change anything, all the same holes and everything. The guys got these all put back together. You know, we're thinking, oh, we'll just put it back together, no problem. Well, they got the trim tabs all mounted. All these are through bolted. These are all in the hull, wet set and everything. And also, I don't want to reuse any of that hardware because it's all been torqued. So I don't want it to possibly break off. So what they found was when they put the trim tab on, they were hooking these actuators up, which are brand new, by the way. Stainless steel, these are beauties. When they went to line up these bolt holes right here, all the bolt holes on this cylinder and the other starboard cylinder on that side were off by at least a 1/4 inch. So what they had done is they had loosened these up pushed this over so they could get the bolts in, and then tightened this down. So there was all this side force on these cylinders, which would cause the seals to wear out prematurely. So I called her and I sent them videos and stuff and said, hey, this is not right. And so they said, well, it's got to be fixed. What a struggle it's been.
And this boat got hauled out for like, it was supposed to be for like a day?
Yeah, this was supposed to be like a one-day repair. This is the one you can see the trim tab broke all the bolts off and was banging around up here on the boat.
Peter and AJ.
Yeah,
they're loving this job.
They're dreading this job. They're like over it. You know, you put it all together and it's like, oh, nice job, nice work. And then, you know,
more to come.
More to come.
Last time we got these actuators fully installed, trim tabs taken out. We marked where the feet sat on each trim tab. Got them taken out. Peter brought them over to QS Welding. He drilled the holes for us because this is some pretty thick metal and we would have ended up damaging bits and taking a lot of time. So we just gave it over to him. And now we got to put them back up on the boat, mount them to the hull, through bolt them again. So I need to climb back in here. So you probably won't see a lot of video from me today because I'm going to be back behind this, cramped. And then afterwards, we're going to mount the actuators to the trim tabs, and then we're going to go op test everything, make sure everything works, nothing leaks. And then hopefully sometime soon, this boat will be going back in the water. All right, so we got the port side trim tab fully mounted. Peter's just attaching the actuators. Next is the starboard side here. This side's a little more easier to get into than the port side is. Afterwards is just op testing, making sure these work and don't leak. And then tomorrow it'll be going into the water, hopefully. So we got the second trim tab down. You can see that Peter's actuating both of them right now, or at least the starboard side. Just op checking, making sure everything works. The other one. Bring him back up, Peter! Bring him back down! All right, back up one more time.
I got to tell you about this kind of crazy call we got. Valentine's call. Brand new boat, $9–10 million. Was getting delivered. Came from New Jersey, let's say. Boat was coming around. A fitting blew off the coolant system. And we got a desperate call from a friend of mine, and he begged me to get this boat fixed. Well, it was all overtime. The boat didn't get here till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it had to be rolling the next day because this boat was bought as a Valentine's gift for a husband and wife, or a wife bought it for the husband bought it for the wife. I don't know the whole story. All I know is it had to be up in Naples the next morning. We got on it and we managed to come up with a repair, had MAN diesels in it. There's no MAN dealer down here in the Keys. They take MAN coolant in the engines. Well, we couldn't get that, and you can't put regular coolant in there. So we ended up using 21 gallons of distilled water to fill. We fixed the leak, had to fill it up with 21 gallons of distilled water, had to go to 3 different stores to get all the distilled water we needed. We also had to get a pump for it because the coolant system is pressurized. So Mel did an amazing job, worked late, had many hours of overtime, but we got it fixed and got the boat up to Naples, and they were able to do their Valentine's Day party, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, you forgot to tell us, how far away were they when you got the call?
50 miles. It seems like everybody's 50 miles offshore, but I think he was actually further because it took him longer to get here than it should have. But anyways, you'll see this coming up. It's a pretty good video, I think, and I was really happy that we were able to make that Valentine's Day thing happen.
All right, well, we're back down here at the Galleon Marina. It's Friday night late, and a guy had a bit of an emergency coming in here, and one of his cooling water fittings has come off the engine. So I'm come down here to see if there's anything we can do, get her back on the high seas. Some of the names of the boats down here, boy, just gotta wonder sometimes. But it is Key West. And then here we got the Salty Goats here. How's the Salty Goat today? All right. Doing well, thank you. All right, so here I am on this new boat here that just came in with this emergency for a coolant leak. So what happened is this piece here has come off of the front of the engine. If you look there, you can see the 90-degree. Well, it goes on the other side. And, you know, you ask, okay, what's that for? Well, in this particular case, it's for nothing because they have it all capped off here. But this would be used all for a heat source. Let's say you have a hot water tank. You don't want to run the generator for electricity. So what you do is you connect here out to a water heater or whatever, heat exchanger, and then you route the water back to the engine. Then your engine coolant provides the heat inside the water heater by a heat exchanger to heat your water. Very efficient way to do it. A lot of boats have it. This particular boat, they didn't install it, but they installed the valve, and it looks like the fitting on the end of it has come loose, or it wasn't swaged right, or I don't know if it's flared, flanged, what, but I believe they should be something like this, and these are compression pressure fittings. I'm going to see if I can get that one off, put this one on, and we have a cap here. You should be good to go. All right, we'll see what happens. I got the fitting put on with the plug in the end. I think this is going to stop the leak, and then they can figure out what they want to do with it when they get where they're going. Ouch, that was my head. All right, so anyway, we got some water in. Crank it up and see what happens. Hopefully we'll be all right. Go up top here, start her up. Nice little boat. Go find the captain and see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and crank it up, see what happens.
All right, let's do it. All right, I gotta go now.
Coolant alarm. No coolant alarm.
Ready?
Yes, so far so good.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
What was the coolant temperature?
When I shut it down, 190. When I checked it, probably 5 minutes after, it was probably 195.
Okay, that's not so bad.
No, it didn't
That's
get
not
very
so
hot.
bad.
I went right down there.
We're looking right here.
Coolant level in expansion tank.
So I need more water. All right. Okay, I don't see any leaking from the fitting. That's a good sign. But we are low on coolant, so we got to get some coolant, more coolant to put in. We'll get that done and we should be okay. That was a pretty quick fix.
That's his poncho shirt.
Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so just dropping these bolts off to these guys so we can get this job wrapped up. Still have a ways to go. Got this one mounted. The other one's getting mounted today, hopefully, and then we still got paint.
Do we need to
Prime
primer these?
Yep.
Right?
Prime first and then paint. Yep. With these, maybe instead of driving them through, we try screwing them through. So
Yeah,
we've been
that's
So.
that was the issue with these two. So,
Okay,
Yeah,
press on. Let's try to, if we can have this running today, and then we can paint tomorrow.
yeah. Hopefully that's the goal.
All right, you guys good? Need anything else?
Yes, sir. That's it.
All right. So yesterday, I'm not going to say their names just because of privacy, but the couple from San Francisco came to our shop yesterday, tracked us down. They have a boat there in San Francisco, and they went to the Miami Boat Show, I guess looking for another boat or a new boat. And they drove down, I guess drove to Key West to see us. And I think they said they had family in the Keys here somewhere too. So tracked us down at the shop. And so I just wanted to say hi to you guys. And thanks for stopping by and thanks for watching. It was good to see you guys.
They got lucky to catch you.
Yep, they were at the shop and they both got a nice t-shirt. Appreciate that.
They got to meet our Volvo rep too.
Oh yeah, our Volvo rep was there doing a site visit,
Mhm.
and she even gave them some shirts too. So they were pretty excited about that.